Ciao Maong Cho Lai Ham Mo Bang Da. Welcome back, football fans, to an impromptu video podcast of The Scoop, the last of the year, obviously, a massive 2015. You might hear in the slight backing track, we've got Badil and Skinner's Football's Coming Home, Three Lions. We're on the Spotify radio version of that, so I cannot, unfortunately, get excited about too many other tracks, but we'll see. The purpose of this evening's podcast, or video podcast, whatever you want to call it, really is to decide the order of events for the 2 January transfer windows. Of course, one on the 21st of January and the second at the beginning of February. And of course, the order of who announces their players is extremely important. You have a minute to announce the 3 players that you're going to release on the 21st, and similar on the second event. But of course, that will depict and impact the rest of the evening, and people in the latter periods will obviously have a good advantage. Now, if Real Bears, of course, are later on in that draw, of course there may be some suspicions of foul play, but I can guarantee you they will not be last, I'm sure. And there's a 1 in 8 chance, of course, but I'll be happy to do a redraw if that is the case. But you know, time is of the essence. I just thought we'd take this opportunity to review the season today, because it's been a crazy season. Lots going on. Bears and Wilbo Wanderers leading the way. Crazy battles throughout the table though, and a lot to play for at the halfway stage. Just in order of the table, obviously, as we put them into the pot, Real Bears there. And by the way, each draw is going into this jug, very clear jug. I'll put it there so you can see that. See that everything is going in. So Real Bears, as I say. Just to give you a bit of an overview on Real Bears, top of the league, 757th in the country. In the top 3% out of 23,500 players, 1,262 points, fantastic score for the Bears. Ozil with 143, the second best midfielder in the game. They've of course got Kane and Deeney, both joint 4th in the strikers. Smalling, the second best defender in the game. And then of course Myhill, 4th best keeper, Payet, Sterling, Mane, all doing their bit in midfield as well. So it's easy to see why they're top and absolutely flying. The second contender, Wilbo Wanderers. Wilbo Wanderers, 1,186 points. Top 11%, extremely respectable from the Wanderers. Lukaku and Igalo have been clearly leading the way there. Lukaku with 138 points, the best striker in the game. Igalo 126 points, the third best striker in the game. Absolutely fantastic return. And Pele as well with 78 points, the 7th best striker in the game. So 3 strikers in the top 7 for Wilbo Wanderers. It's no surprise. I've no idea what this next tune is. Put it down Spotify. They've also got Butland in goal, who is statistically the best keeper on Ultimate Premier League. Ashley Williams with 71 points, joint 14th. Tadic, interestingly, 7th best midfielder on the game. So well done to the Wanderers, and hence they're in second place. In third, with 1,052, so a bit behind the leaders, is FC Sports Casual. But they've had a good season themselves, built around a strong defence actually. So, built around a strong defence of Lloris, 87 points, joint 5th keeper. Alderweireld, the best defender in the league, so that's pretty fantastic. Walker, Monreal, 9th equal and 11th equal respectively. And then a strong midfield as well, Toure, Eriksson, Ayew, 10th, 17th and 18th in the rankings respectively for midfielders, so that's a good return. The Boo-Boos have been there as well though. They spent big money on Sturridge, Rooney and Bamford, who's had about 117 minutes, which is a weird one. There were high hopes there for Casual. But anyway, they march on 1,052 points, so 130 odd behind second, and over 200 points behind first, but still established in third place and in a strong position for the stake spots. In fourth place, and the debutant Real Sociedad there. They've had an excellent Christmas period, and after an iffy start, they really forced themselves into the reckoning actually. Howard, solid base, 6th best keeper, 77 points. Great defence with Bellerin and Vertonghen, 6th equal and 11th equal best defenders in the game respectively. Excuse me. Coutinho with 80 points, joint 15th equal. It doesn't sound great, but it's very tight once you get behind the top scorers. And then, of course, Vardy, who they went hard for in the window. And 134 points, the second best striker in the game, beaten only by Lukaku. So that's fantastic. Sorry, so that's Real Sociedad. Just realised I haven't folded. Folded Sports Casual that third time. And in fifth place, Into Your Sister, managed by Alan Davey. Into Your Sister was doing the analysis on the player stats, and not a lot to shout about, to be honest, for Into Your Sister. Joe Hart, 7th equal best keeper with 72 points. Wes Hoolahan, 23rd equal best midfielder, 70 points. Aguero and Costa, 13th equal and 15th equal respectively, with 59 and 58 points. Just to give you a bit of a lowdown, Aguero, same points as Jose Perez at Newcastle, so about it. So there have been points throughout the team with Into Your System, but going with the big three keeper strategy was a funny one. Hart, De Gea, Courtois. But still, 1,002 points, only one behind Real Sociedad, right on the fringe of the stake places, and only 50 points behind Sports Casual. So in a good place really, and if they have a good January transfer window. Remember, Costa was 32 million, I think, and Aguero was 40 million, so huge amount to play for if they're going to offload one of those. Probably Costa, I'd imagine. So it could be in the running for Martial or a De Bruyne. Let's see what happens. In sixth place, Chicken Cottagers, managed by Joe Kolchik. Cottagers, interestingly, they've had some real star performers, so it's probably the balance of the squad that's not quite right for them. Schmeichel in goal, 72 points, 7th equal best keeper, but Gomez as well, 92, the second best keeper on the game. Scott Dan in defence, 86 points, third best. And then the midfield is strong as well. Mahrez, the best midfielder in the game, 157 points. Wijnaldum, number 4, 104 points. And Deulofeu, albeit back in 22nd, but on fire at the moment, 73 points. And then up front, lacking a bit, I think. Benteke is their best striker at number 10 in the Premier League standings for Ultimate Premier League with 64 points. But then Hazard was the one who spent money on alongside Benteke, not really performed. So some standout performers for Cottagers. They need really a bit more of a base. I think they've got a lot of players who aren't playing. So I'd imagine they'll be making 6 changes in January. Watch this space. But they're on 9.75, so not too far behind Inter either. It's very tight. In 7th is FC Turkey. Wasn't sure whether there was another logo either side of the turkey, but there he is. Managed by Richard Parker, of course. Again, similar to the Cottagers and very different to Inter. Inter balanced squad. FC Turkey very much about the stars. So Cech, 86 points, third best keeper on the game. Koscielny, 79 points, 6th best keeper on the game. Kolarov, 85 points, 4th best defender on the game. Sorry, Koscielny defender. Dier, 71 points, 14th equal. And then the midfield is okay. Excuse me, as well. Lamela, 70 points. Cabaye, 77 points. 23rd equal and 20th equal respectively. And up front, Giroud, 85 points, sixth best striker in the game. So when we think about that, I guess the big money went on Zabaleta, Berahino, Sigurdsson, and Milner. So there's some players not performing there, but some big names. And I think similar to Cottage's, just getting that balance right and making sure there are 11 players playing every week will be important as they push for a stay place. But to put it in perspective, only 41 points off the stay position, so a lot to play for, and only 90 points behind third. That can be made up in a couple of weeks. And in bottom place at the moment, the Aguero Plains, managed by Chris Judge. Chris has not had the best of it this year, and obviously this is the reverse order. 6th, 7th, 8th was 1, 2, 3 last year in reverse, so something's gone wrong there. Judge midfield doing well, but everything else failing. So Fabianski 70 points, 9th best keeper. We've got Lightning Seeds and 3 Lions on again on the radio, so I think Spotify is short on content. Midfield, Barkley 110 points. He's been the star performer for Aguero Plains. 3rd best midfielder. Mata 87. Excuse me. Mata 87. 10th best. Albrighton, surprise pick, and I don't think played enough for them at the beginning of the season. But 82 points, 13th equal just midfielder. But then spent money on Azpilicueta, Stones, Depay, Fabregas, Darmian. Big money on all the excuse me, all those guys. And have flattered to deceive. Bit of cold coffee will sort it out. So that's kind of a review. We're just going to now pick the order. Best just have this ready. And do need to find a pen. Bear with me. I'm sitting on it all along. I have 3 now. So the draw for the first leg of the January transfer window. So announcing their 3 picks first is Chicken Cottages. Announcing their pick second. Into your sister. Third. Sports casual. Fourth. FC Turkey. aeroplanes. Still no bears yet, as is expected. Probably be last. Mobile Wanderers in 6th place. Seventh. Rail Bears. Should mean cricket with Social Dad are the last to announce. So that's the order. Cottagers into, reading back to front, Cottagers into Casual, Turkey, Aeroplanes, Wanderers, Bears, Social Dad. That is the order for the first draw. So each will announce their 3 players and we'll go round the table, and you have 1 minute to announce your 3 players. So by the end of that cut-off, there will be a 15-second pause between each team being announced. So you shouldn't really have time to make any key changes, but if you've got a backup plan and you can move quickly, maybe you've got an advantage. Just pop these back in. There's your dad. Red Bears. Wanderers. Aeroplanes. Turkey. Casual. Inter. And Cottages. So we're now going to do the order for the second leg. So I believe this is the 2nd of February. So first out, Sports Casual. Second out, Wanderers. Social Dad. Cottagers. Into your sister. Bears. Planes. Should mean Turkey on the last to announce on the second fixture. Indeed. so that concludes things. Final standings, as you can see there. First leg and second leg. All details to follow on the TGCC WhatsApp group and email. Thank you very much. Good night.